All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are in, and today we are going to be watching the tiebreaker game between CBB and UCA. And for the CBB, it's going to be Mr. Player playing his Hades. It's going to be Tonison showcasing his Oranos, and the last player, last but not the least, Muska on his Frere. For the UCA today, we are going to be watching Matthews playing his Hades. Actually, I believe Matthews only played Poseidon throughout the MSL matches, so this is a bit of a change for him as well. We are also going to be seeing Zucolo playing Susano, and then of course Punkstar as Huitzilcoatl. The map is Aztlan Oasis, and as we already spoke about in the stream before, this is a new map, the map created by DoD. And it's actually quite different than most of the maps because you cannot really spawn next to your teammate but next to your enemy, which then gives a lot of chances for some different approaches, different strats, etc, etc. So what we saw so far on this map is pure aggression, I believe. There was like some instances of second TCs, but I don't think those worked. It's really hard to actually defend both sides when you're getting pressured and you have the second TC. So in my opinion, it's kind of best to say one TC, mass an army, and you know, like try to do some damage, pressure your closest opponent, and then maybe even coordinate with your teammates so you can actually do some damage. It does provide for some interesting strats overall, so that's really nice. Thanks for the raid, so by the way, really appreciate it. And thanks for the follow, Radiance. So, the CBB's team is kind of consisting of the kind of defensive guys. Hades and Frere are really defensive, so that could be maybe some ideas about the 2TC from CBB. I'm not sure, but there is Golem Bursty and there's also like Sentinels, so maybe there is an option. I don't know. And then on the UCA side, I do think Susano actually wants to fight in classical. Maybe some sort of heroic timing, but not early, so you can, you know, use the Raijus, that sort of stuff. And then actually, wait, Aztecs are also very good at heroic timing, so maybe there is an idea behind that. I don't know. We do see Punkster already going out with the Warrior Priest. He wants to do some damage onto the Muska here, so there is Scorpion Nest, Infested Nest, Sentinels casted right away, and there is not much Punkstar can do here now because these bad boys hit Rocket Truck, especially these Warrior Priests. Maybe these Scorpions can actually do something, but that's questionable as well. And Muska with the good base build, so he kind of secured this position. He does need a few more walls, but he's perfectly fine for now. And the game continues. There's not much aggression on this side. Good walls by player. He kind of secured his gold. A bit of a off placement for the temple. This temple could easily get pressured, especially since he doesn't really have sentinels anymore. And it's completely out of the range of tower as well as the TC, so that's kind of dangerous. Punkster did decide to switch his main focus, and his target now is going to be Tunison, but Tunison is Oranos, and Oranos is extremely hard to punish, especially when he goes through Oceanus, which Tunison did. There is plenty of Kitsunes though in this position, no hero citizens, so these are going to have to retreat. There is one Murmillo here to help. Kusanagi has been dropped, but it's not really going to do much. These Kitsunes have to retreat, but on the other side, Punkster did kill one Murmillo. Citizen did manage to escape, but the Murmillo is dead. Mm, not too bad for Tunison, I guess. He was doubled for a moment there, but it didn't end as bad as it could, I guess. The Kitsune's one is almost dead, so it kind of has to retreat. Good micro by Tunison. He did manage to go through this manor, so he's kind of safe. Punkster will try to take down this military building, but the hero Murmilos are in. These Kitsunes are actually really annoying. One Oracle did end up dying here. So Tunison is dealing with a lot of pressure right now. And what are his teammates actually doing? Matches is pressuring player with some Hepicons. There is no sentinels, but the towers are in. Although no burning oil, so these towers can be taken down from below without any damage. And I'm assuming... Oh my god, player did go for the village center. So he's kind of did the thing that I spoke about, which I don't believe is the best, but he did side for it, and I guess we're gonna see how it's gonna turn up for him, end up for him. On the wooden chip on the tower to help defend. Plenty of pressure on Tunison here, but he does have Sky Passage here, so he's kind of safe for now. At least military building did go down, as well as this manor. Tower is probably gonna go down as well. Tunison has a couple of units here. Marilos are gonna be able to snipe this snake, maybe not. Mosca for now is just doing his thing. He does have his Guardian Bastion set up on this position. The gold seems kind of safe. Walls are in almost through entirety of the map. Only a bit of the walls missing here. Dragor trying to scout to see what's up around here. And meanwhile, Tunison is getting... He's in a really tough spot now, actually. He lost double manor, he lost one military building, he's gonna lose the tower too. He's being pressured hardly in this position. Mattress is in as well. This is a triple from UCA. Gulimbursty comes in. This bad boy is gonna be able to deal with the most pressure, but the UCA are just gonna run. And after Gulimbursty expires, they are gonna continue their pressure on Tunison. There is a market though, so Tunison is kind of fine resource wise, but he doesn't have enough manors to sustain his population, so he's not producing any villagers for the time being, which is a really bad for him, really bad situation.
Hello, motherfucker.
Pig is still in though, and UCA are kind of controlling their units really good here. They didn't lose anything to Gulimbursty, I believe, and it seems like Tunison is gonna get completely destroyed. His base is under siege right now, and his units ran through the Sky Passage. I'm assuming he's gonna migrate to one of his teammates. Marmilos are out, but there's only a few of them. They're gonna be able to snipe few units here. UCA doesn't really pay attention. Achilles might go down as well. Couple of archers from Punkster in too to help deal with these Murmilos. Really good move by Punkster, adding those bad boys into the mix. And the town center is down. They're gonna snipe the Sky Passage now, and Tunison's main base is destroyed. UCA is in a driving seat right now. We can see by the score as well, like Tunison is... He didn't lose any villagers though, but he didn't produce villagers for quite a lot of time. Punk's base is getting pressured by Moscow right now, but there is sentinels coming in from Matrius. Couple of rams here from Moscow. They're gonna be able to destroy this temple, but UCA army can swing on this position right now because Tunison's base is destroyed and there is no threat from that position anymore. So now full focus of the UCA can be on Moscow, which is gonna be interesting because Moscow doesn't have a Gulimbursty anymore. And while he does have sentinels and Asgardian Bastion in this position, fighting versus three-man army can be really tough. Tunison is in with few units here to help, but he doesn't really have much. He did make a proxy base in this position, but no TC yet. Couple of manors, military buildings, as well as the sky passage. He does have this position here. Maybe he can make some fishing ships to help him sustain his economy and boost it a bit further. Matches did decide to take a second TC here in the middle. He's mining gold happily. He's on the hunt here. No walls from him so far, which can be really dangerous because player has been on 2 TCs for quite some time. He has made plenty of walls. His base seemed quite safe. He transitioned to farms already, so he doesn't have to worry about the food. And I'm assuming he's gonna go for some sort of maybe... Oh, actually, wait. He did went through Aphrodite, so there is no underworld. There is only curse. There is a fortress here, so he is gonna be able to start sieging Zukolo in this position. He's already pressuring with few units, but I do believe Zukolo is going to be able to deal with these with ease. Zukolo is heroic as well, so he does have Thunderburst as well as the access to Raijus, which can be great on the maps like this if you do not really wall. Match is trying to exert some more pressure on Tunison here. Tunison has a sky passage to retreat to, so he is kind of fine in this position. No control from Tunison. He's not paying attention. This Mermillo might end up dying or not. There is a couple of Caladrius here, so he should be fine. Although this position has been cleaned by UCA. Their army right now looks really, really menacing. This position player has engaged in some sort of a fight with Zukolo, but he has taken all the picks too, which is good for him. Zukolo not really looking for a fight right now. He just wants to sustain his position, make enough army to try and hold here. Punkstar has decided to push into Moscow's... behind Moscow's main base, actually. He's destroying this armory, but Moscow does see this, so he retreats his villagers. There is a big push from Tunison here onto this position, but Zukolo did decide to use Thunderburst here. There is an access to restoration, I believe, so this could all be negated by one restoration. Kusanagi comes down. There is a shockwave too. TC did end up dying, and Matris did lose few villagers, but he is gonna be able to clean this army maybe? I would say so. CBB kinda needs to retreat from here. There's not enough units to sustain this pressure, especially with the towers in. This ram is gonna end up dying too. And Tunison has to retreat, but he did do some damage onto Matris. The main base is destroyed. Zukolo coming in to help. But player is pushing into Zukolo. I don't believe he can spare any units to help his teammates right now. He is gonna be facing a couple of Petrobolos here. There is a fortress right in his face, which is also gonna be really hard to deal with, especially with no siege of his own. He doesn't even have a fortress right now, I believe. Maybe in this position? No. So there is no means to produce any siege. And these Petrobolos are going to be really, really tough to deal with. There is a curse here in this position. Oh my god. Moscow with the reaction. Okay, it's not that bad. The Asgardian Bastion is going to go up. So that's going to be a bit of help here. No real siege from UCA in this fight. So they kind of cannot really clean those buildings. Restoration is down as well. One farm has been dropped accidentally, I believe. Moscow has to run. All the UCA units are back to full health. Tunison has lost majority of his army, but he is fighting under the Asgardian Bastion, which is good for him. Butterfly ladies are also in, and these are going to be great addition to Punkstar's army. It seems like CBB has been forced to retreat from this position too. There is plenty of villagers on the top side, and if UCA actually noticed that, that could be really, really bad for CBB. They did decide to retreat those villagers while UCA is fighting here. Sentinels plus towers on this position. Oh my god, there is a blood pact on this butterfly lady. She's gonna do insane amount of damage. One villager dies, second villager dies, rest actually survives, so that's really, really nice. I don't believe UCA should fight here. They did enough damage. They should reorganize themselves, put some fortress here. Oh, there is double Petrobolas actually. They might have a chance at fighting. Fortress is up already from matches, but player did manage to completely destroy Zukolo's base. Zukolo now has to actually migrate. He did decide to take DC on the bottom side here, trying to make some infrastructure to help him hold, but I don't believe he has enough army to actually make this work. There is triple Raiju though. But I do believe player has Chiron here, so he should be extremely valuable in dealing with those great stun by enemy in land. Oh, Raiju special is in. There is a restoration. Kusanagi has been dropped as well. Big fight here. Is player gonna be able to actually overwhelm? It seems like, but there is an underworld here from Matthews. Plenty of Hippicons are in, and this player army will be completely deleted right now. Plenty of Petrobolos are gonna go down as well, and player has to retreat now, but the pressure on Moscow has subsided because this underworld. There is an option to destroy these Petrobolos while Matthews is fighting on the other side of the map, but seems like Moscow doesn't really have much army. He's trying to rebuild his military infrastructure and put in his Guardian Bastion here to actually secure the gold mine. Matches did go back and he's gonna resume the pressure. He has menacing army here. Does Moscow is going heroic, so there is gonna be Tempest available shortly. He just need to hold. Oh my god, is the age up here? Oh, this is actually really bad for Moscow. The age up is in the main TC, which is getting targeted by the Petrobolos, and it's gonna go down. So no age up for Mr. Moscow today, says Matches. Really good move by Matches. Matches is playing this game incredibly well. 30 TC from Matches as well. He's kind of destroying the main base of Moscow. Tunison's proxy base is also gonna get destroyed. Tunison did rebuild a bit where his main base was, and he's trying to make more units, trying to pressure Punkster in this position. Punkster is trying to take this TC. Smart move by Tunison, pull it back to Carnivora to try and fight units under the Carnivora. Few villagers might end up dying here, but it does seem like Moscow doesn't really have enough stuff right now, and he's being heavily pressured by Matches. This is gonna be really tough for Moscow, but Moscow is great player, so if anyone can come back from this situation, it's probably him. I have a few others in mind, but yeah. Moscow does decide to go for the fight here. He is feeling comfortable enough to take a fight. I don't believe that's the right choice. There's no heroes from Moscow, and there is 2 mid units which are gonna do incredibly well versus these human units. Moscow losing this fight, forced to retreat once again. Not the best move from Moscow here. He does have plenty of Huskarls in his army, so these Doctotes are not gonna do much. But Matthews looks huge right now, and seems like player didn't really manage to completely overwhelm Zukolo here. Matches' help was incredible. Underworld is down though, so there is an opportunity for player to push this position now. But seems like Zukolo has made enough army to actually hold long enough for his teammates to win. Matches did decide to go for the push onto the player. Player with the decision for the greedy Hephaestus here. The question is if he is gonna have enough time to actually capitalize on the Hephaestus. He is taking a fortified TC, researching copper weapons. He does have a big infrastructure on the right position too, so it's not really a big deal losing this town center. That he does manage to snipe one Petrobolo. Second Petrobolo is gonna go down too. So Matthews is not gonna have means to deal with this base of player. Good move by player. He also managed to snipe 2 units here, and Matthews is gonna lean on off the Moscow for the time being and try to focus more on player, because player, judging by the score, does have a shot at rivaling Matthews right now. Matthews with the 4th TC actually. That's gonna be rough. Zukolo and Matthews did do the coordinated attack, and player, where is his army actually? Does player have any army? He He only has 29 military pop, which is really dangerous. Tunison's proxy base is also deleted. Punkster with a great job at cleaning this side. Tunison did manage to establish a proxy base in this position, but he doesn't have a TC for a very, very long time. Only 30 villagers for the time being for Mr. Tunison here. Zocolo is now putting some pressure onto this fortress, trying to siege it down. Double Petrobolus in this position, once again sieging. This will give player some time to actually mass some units. He is true iron upgrade, so his units should be really, really good. But the question is, does he have enough time to actually mass critical number of units to push Matrius? I don't believe he can deal with both Matrius and Zocolo. Zocolo with a menacing army for sure. Mosca trying to pressure Matrius right now, so Matrius has to make a decision. Does he wanna actually, or is he actually available to fight on both sides? He does have 4 TCs, so there is an option for that as well. Might be hard though, but is a possibility. Nevertheless, Stonewall's in for player. Player did decide to actually abandon this position. He's plenty walled is here. Oh, I don't think. Well, he's in a tough spot. I don't know what I would do here personally. This is a really tough spot for player. He is fighting on 2 sides, but now Mosca is in on the Matrius' base, and Matrius kind of needs to retreat from player, so player will have enough time to focus on Zocolo for the time being, trying to deal with that sort of stuff. Mosca did take a TC. There is a fortress being built here, but there is plenty of ramps, and these are going to be able to deal with all these fortresses and buildings. Mosca putting some real pressure here on Matrius, and player at the same time putting pressure on Matrius, actually making him split his army, which is a good move, but he's plenty is gonna get this taken here if he doesn't do something. He does have some units, handful of units on this position, trying to hold this plenty wall. Fortress is coming down on this position as well, but there is plenty of siege here though, and Zocolo has taken a tier TC. Punkster with a 3 TC as well. There is a village center here for Tunison finally, so he's gonna be able to produce some villagers, but Punkster now pushing onto Mosca's TC, and Mosca has, or not. Okay, Punkster did send some unit here as well. He's trying to help Matrius deal with this pressure. It's a great help, but these spears are not gonna do much. Mosca doesn't really have any cav in his army. Game does seem kind of even now, not gonna lie. Tunison does have some catching up to do, but if CBB manages to stabilize, I do think they are gonna be in a great spot. There is some Toxotis here trying to pressure this TC. This TC should go up though. Matches with smart move, pulling Toxotis in front, trying to snipe some, throwing X-Men while on this position. Zocolo is pushing still menacingly. There is Perseus as well, so he's gonna be able to snipe some Rigers immediately. One is down, second one is really low health. There is Kusanagi. Player did manage to snipe most of the Rigers, and there is only Yumi Horse Archers left. So with the Peltast, player should be completely fine here. Plenty Vault is still in the hands of player. Villagers trying to repair this fortress. Punkster did manage to take down this DC, but Tunison is in with plenty of Thermas, and these Thermas are going to be able to deal with these archers. But there are some Autonon smashers in this army too, and these are going to be... Actually, I don't know. These should be good versus buildings, but I'm not really sure how good they are versus human units. They should be decent enough. Punkster does decide to stay here and fight, which proves to be a bad move. These Thermas managed to pick most of his archers. Matrius did manage to retake this DC, but Mosca is still here. trying to put more pressure onto him. Match is sieging player as well. Player pulling some villagers to shank these Petrobolos, but there are some units here as well. Matches with a sneaky move. But player immediately notices and pulls back. Seems like player has been able to deal with these archers, and he is gonna be now pushing into the main base of Zukolo, which once again is under heavy siege. There is another Thunderburst on this position. Is there a restoration? He's 7 favors short on restoration. And he's being pressured from both sides. Actually, he's fighting on both sides. There is a 30C coming up for player as well. And he's taking the Zukolo's TC, which is funny. I don't know why Zukolo is building only horse archers. These Peltas are great counter, but seems like player is not paying attention to those. They're shooting at champion Aginato riders, which is not the best. There is also Dragon Typhoon available for Zukolo, which is gonna be also great addition. Tunison has been able to hold Punkster for the time being at this front TC. Punkster is taking this one for himself. He's also trying to destroy infrastructure that Tunison has placed on this position. Tunison has spread himself on every side. Actually, there is a totem being casted somewhere. Where exactly? Onto this position, Mosca smartly pulls back. He doesn't want to fight under this pillar of Tlalkon. Matches did go through. Artemis has been buffed in the previous patch, so it should give more value now than it did before. There is an earthquake, few hoplites are running in with the earthquake. These should be able to pick some villagers. Mosca trying to repair this, but the buffed earthquake actually does the job now, and it completely deleted Mosca's main base once again, I believe. Mosca has to retreat now. He does need to rebuild his main base, but he can't really spare any unit. He's being doubled. Punkster is coming from behind. Mosca has to retreat. There is a Tempest being casted on this position. Punkster is gonna fight through this. He actually loses a lot of units. There is a Dragon Typhoon as well on this position, and it completely erases the entirety of the Mosca's army here. Mosca doesn't have anything left. He's losing villagers left and right. Buildings are being destroyed as well. Punkster did decide to pull back and try to clean these buildings here, while Matches is pushing from this position. There is also a big push onto player from Zukolo here. Player has been forced to fight on two sides for the past 20 minutes, I believe. Player did manage to grab this TC. This fortified TC should pack a punch, and there is only 2 Oyumis here for Zukolo. There is 2 towers as well with the crenellations, so these should be very good versus Cav. And everything Zukolo has built so far is the Cav. Seems like player has been able to deal with another Zukolo push, but his teammates are not in the best shape. Player is pushing now on this position as well, but Tunison decides to call it, and it seems like UCA has managed to defeat CBB in his tiebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an insane game. I don't know what to say, honestly. This is actually insane. We can see the graph here. All resources are collected. We can see Tunison has been behind for the most game. He has been doubled, tripled in the early game. Lost the TC. Hasn't been really able to actually rebuild his TC for quite a long time. He has 0 TC. Was this village center here the only time he actually rebuilt his TC and had some villager production? That's actually crazy. Yeah. So he has been without the TC from minute 8 to minute 20. It's actually crazy. Hence why this graph. But it's not. The difference is actually not so big, surprisingly. But it did give UCA a lot of edge early on, and then they just built on that advantage. They managed to get early and actually win the game. total military resources. We can see they were kind of equal. Then this happened, and I'm assuming this is the fight. No, this was the fight where Tunisia lost his TC, and then they were kind of equal, no? And then CBB actually lost the fight, and they could never actually recover from that. They were always behind. There was a moment here where things looked kind of good for CBB, but then Dragon Typhoon happened, I believe. Pillar happened, Dragon Typhoon, Earthquake, and everything, and UCA took the dub. Great game. Absolutely fucking great game.